always do this. I always drop my mouse or my keyboard at the start. Hi. Okay, we are... I don't think we're at the end of case 4 quite yet. If the subtitle is anything to go by. Like, I loved it. What was it? Case 2? That was like former, latter part, former confession. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I knew what they were trying to say, but it was just... all the different subtitles. It was very silly. Touch on. I was like, I'm not gonna do any more accents. Anyway, I think Byrne is from New Jersey. Which, by the way, I was trying to think. I was like, you're doing somebody's voice when you do that. You sound like someone. Who is it? Who is it? It hit me. It's Wendy Williams. I'm like, she better be from New Jersey. She better not be from New York. I looked it up. Born and raised in New Jersey. I got it! Okay. Without further ado. Turnabout reminiscence, the latter part. Oh! Be very careful of like the fabric on this thing. Pardon, excusez-moi. Latter, the truth behind the KG-8 incident. Pardon me. Technical difficulty aside. September 10th, 5:45 p.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby Number 1. What is this incredibly overpowering sweet scent? It smells like flowers.
Uncle Bad! Is this it?
Isn't that Detective Bad and Kay over there? Ugh. Drink some water, you silly goose. Give me a sec. Francisco. But I think that water pressure should be restored to that fountain by now. She's so thirsty, she'll take the suggestion. We're gonna see somebody's... God damn it. Well, I guess we're gonna get a little bit of a treat to somebody's sprite, and at the same time we won't. It'll only be... You'll see what I mean.
It looks like she managed to escape the bailiff.
No. That's not quite it.
Aww, too bad. But it's so pretty.
I think you're still a bit too young to be wearing that. Are those earrings? We just had this conversation. But since you found it, I guess I can let you keep it.
Thanks! I'll treasure it always.
Those two seem to get along rather well. Oh, here. I've got something else for you.
Yay! Thanks, Uncle Bad! Earlier, I ate one of these with gummy.
Gummy? Oh. You mean gumshoe?
Gummies! He was trying to be nice to me because I was going to get in trouble. And then he got in trouble because he lied to protect me. Gummy! I know he didn't kill Daddy!
Don't cry. Daddy would be sad if he saw you crying, sweetheart.
I'm not crying.
Okay.
Oh! It's the mister from before and the lady.
Don't you think it would be a good idea to go home for the time being?
You're not involved in the investigation, so it's for the best if you do. Actually, I'm Uncle Bad's assistant. So, I am related to the investigation.
Is that so, Detective Bad? Yeah. I guess.
What? You were just scolding us like kids to not mess up the crime scene. And now you let this child run free? Why?
People are free to investigate things outside of the actual crime scene. You also had a few things she wanted to look into. Got a problem with that? I don't have a problem with that, but I am curious as to what Miss Yu was looking into.
I'll go back! I'm gonna go look somewhere else now, okay?
Alright. I'm counting on you.
Oh, that's right! Hey, mister!
Yes, what is it?
I know Gummy really isn't the bad guy. I mean it. So please, find the real bad guy, okay?
I won't forgive whoever did this. But in the absence of the perfect piece of testimony and evidence, there's no one else who could be the true culprit other than Detective Gumshoe. She wandered off while I was pondering. Most people tend to do that. Kiki! Don't wander far, okay? Is she still here? Where did she go? I think Byrne probably takes her to work so often that she might as well know the layout front to back. There are a lot of judges and bailiffs around. That would not put her at risk in any way, shape, or form. So cute. No, I'm just looking at their gaits, like their walking animations. Good, I'm glad you have your heads up high. And you'll notice Lung kind of has he has like a wolfish gait to his posture. Wolfish gait to his posture, Department of Redundancy Department, but he like kind of... Yeah, he does kind of hunch over to assert dominance like a wolf might. Detective Bat, are you sure? Kay, are you sure she's... He's like, maybe... Do you ever start asking a question, and in the middle of it you're like, I probably shouldn't have asked that, huh? Either it was self-explanatory, or it was just not a good idea to ask. And Bat is like... She'll be fine. We both know this place. Like the back of our hands. At first thinking if you say so.
Yes, what is it? What is this smell that has permeated the air?
It's sweet and flowery, although at this strength I'm likely to suffocate from it.
I can't conduct an investigation under these circumstances. We need to open a window and air this room out. I demand that you open a window right now! Hurry!
Francisca, one of the windows is already open.
I can see that.
I wonder. Is it just a coincidence that one of the windows in this room is already open too? One of the windows in this lobby is open as well. The air conditioner is working just fine. Air conditioner isn't one word. Move on. The air conditioner is working just fine in this room, so why did they open it, I wonder? Francisca?
Yes.
He's like, I know she names her stuffed animals. If you had to give a name for this plant.
Why would I do such a thing?
Humor me. Humor me. In some great fables, giant trees are given names as a form of reverence. What would you find a suitable name for this tree?
I suppose it would have to earn it.
Ah.
I do have it. Well,
What?
I was going to say, I would never do such a foolish thing as tell a foolish fairy tale, but if I were to tell a foolish fairy tale, if that were my assignment, the wise tree might have its own name and its own language. Acquired after the mystical knot of nature has proven its mettle.
And Edward's like, that was a very roundabout way of saying, in a story I wrote, I would name this tree something cool. This decorative plant's leaves are shinier than the ones on the plant in lobby number 2.
That's probably because it's next to the windows where it's easier to photosynthesize.
You may be right. Plus, the curtains are always drawn in lobby number 2.
The caretakers of this courthouse don't think enough about the plants, do they?
That's because they're the courthouse's caretakers, not a bunch of botanists. But I agree. It makes the place look a bit, dare I say, unprofessional. I've had enough of this dude. That expensive painting is ill-suited to be hanging on the wall of this room.
I wonder if a guard detail should be placed on it.
Why do you say that?
Well, a desperate, low-paid detective might make off with it someday. You never know.
She may be thinking about hiring a guard, but it's obvious she isn't factoring in that guard's salary whatsoever. Yeah, it's very childlike.
Miles Edgeworth! You must buy a bodyguard!
You don't buy people, Francisca, you hire them.
It's more or less the same.
There is a big difference. There's a very large difference. Head's like, no, I don't know. He wouldn't prod a teenage girl that's only like twice his own daughter's age. He's thinking like, I would hope you'd know the difference between that, because that's essentially slavery. I'm getting there.
What an incredibly strong scented herbal tea.
I fear that more than being relaxing, this scent may make one a bit heady instead. You put in a special request for that. Beg pardon?
No wonder she's so violent. She's been drinking this stuff the whole time.
Neither woman should be allowed to comment on this particular topic. Ever. What is it? It was very caffeinated? Heady, that's the implication, isn't it? Not quite, but... It may not look like much, but I find that ordinary tables like this one are very useful.
I think it's time they bought a new one. I wonder if they will replace this table if I hit it hard enough with my whip.
That's a much too heavy-handed method if I ever saw one.
Haven't you ever done something like that, Miles?
What, broken it? Actually, yes, I have done that. But not in recent memory.
Certainly not with Papa.
No, definitely not. It was with... I'm actually not sure if the statute of limitations is up on that one. So... It's not an actual crime he's committed, he's just kidding. It's something that that I managed to let slip by my uncle. Usually he never gets... It's the one time I managed to pull one over on him. drink water, I promise. I was like, no, your mouth's full of glue! We're good. I can see down into the yes. I can see down into the courthouse courtyard from here.
What is that mess supposed to be? It's like an optical illusion.
I believe it's supposed to be postmodern in design.
More like saltlessness in design. Look how look, that's so cute. Look how
They're such siblings. Get up, move, please. Just that's so cute. I love them. This television is the same model as the one in defendant lobby number 2.
looks like the two rooms are basically the same in terms of layout and supplies.
Yes. The 2 rooms are basically the same, That's a valuable observation, Francisco.
As if they aren't?
No, of course, they always are. They always are. How was the water from the water fountain?
Sufficient.
He's like, I'm not hearing terrible. Detective Bad, what exactly was Kay searching for? What exactly was Kay searching for? Nothing that concerns you, boy.
Oh. And I suppose it has something to do with Kay.
It does. 'Cause she's our daughter. Anyway. Hurry up and get to the point. I don't have time to waste. Sounds like he'd rather be left alone. Yeah. He hasn't had a moment to himself to grieve, basically. I have something I'd like to confirm with you once again. I don't have anything to say to you. Now's not the time. Be that as it may, we still have questions that we need answers to. Now then, first of all, what is the overpowering smell that is permeating this room? Upon entering this room, I thought I was going to suffocate. It's that ultra-strong perfume you wears. She spilled some of it. I was having a bad time of it myself. I didn't think twice and opened the window. But that smell's still here. God damn it. Perfume, So, the sweet scent in the air is perfume.
Well, it's giving off quite a stench. I bet it's some cheap no-name brand.
She said. It's a famous brand from overseas.
It's a knockoff. Yes, definitely a knockoff brand.
No disrespect, but she forced one of those bottles on me. Here, little girl. You can have it.
I was born for a much more expensive and refined perfume. However, seeing as you just happen to have a spare, I suppose I'll take it. Miles Edgeworth! You will hold on to this bottle without fail!
Why can't she ever be honest about her wants? Oh gee, I don't know. That's kind of what you get like this from being raised by Manfred von Karma. You cannot ever be honest about your wants and desires or you will be that will result in corporal punishment and psychological, like a launch of a psychological ICBM. So, now we have the perfume Miss Yu wears. Just fantastic. Is that all you wanted to talk about? If so, I'm going back to investigating. Actually, I still have a few other things I wish to inquire about. I don't want to show you the emotional... I don't want to show you things that upset you. Detective Bad, I'd like to ask you about this piece of evidence. Good, you know how handsome you are.
What a narcissist. He'd rather look at his own face than the evidence.
Don't trust your eyes all the time, little girl. I can see the evidence. And keep an eye on the two of you with this mirror.
What? Then why don't you answer?
Because I've got nothing to say. That's all. Understood. Why couldn't he have just said that at the beginning? Well, I'm not a big fan of perfume. So, exactly what kind of relationship do you have with Miss Yu? Like I told you, we're connected through the victim of the KG-8 incident, her younger sister, Cece. I was supposed to protect her, but I failed in my duties. Just another pathetic detective. After that, Cochin's not guilty verdict sparked our pursuit of the case. Me as detective, and she is a lawyer. In other words, they're still working together. Okay. So we have detective, lawyer, defense lawyer, and... I think rule of thirds still dictates that we need one more. We're not positive, but, you know, 1, 2, usually 3. And the Yathagarasu has how many legs again? Oh, come on. Do you have anything to say about this? What was your bonus? I'm not getting that out of him. How much longer has he been working there? Obviously a lot longer than Detective Gumshoe at this point. Detective. So, you were in this room the entire recess? Like I said, I made a call to the precinct to get that big lug down here. But other than that, I was waiting for the recess to end in here.
At least your story is consistent.
Earlier, you stated that you were in this lobby with Miss Yu. Yeah. I ran into her in the hallway. She said she wanted to talk to me about something. So we came in here. Then, what you're saying is that until Detective Gumshoe's arrival, you and Miss Yu were in 2 different locations? Huh. Yes, I am. Interesting.
Speaking of that lawyer, she seems to have a great dislike for you.
Let's see. Yeah, Edward's like, doesn't even think about that one. He's like, she's not wrong. No, I think he's just thinking. Let's see. Miss Yu is the sister of the victim of the KG-8 incident. And, as I recall, Detective Bad was the lead detective on the case. I wonder if the reason for her disdain isn't simply because you failed to guard Cece, but because you were the lead detective on her case. You knew? I also know that today's trial involving the Cadopian Embassy staff member is being referred to as the second KG-8 incident. Now then, Detective, I believe it's time you were honest with me and told me the truth behind your relationship with Miss Yu and Mr. Faraday. End the KG-8 incident. If you already know that much, I guess it'd be alright to tell you. Now then, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the KG-8 incident. It's not exactly a happy story. Other than the people who were directly involved. You two will be the first to hear what I'm about to tell. The honest truth behind the KG-8 incident. I told you. Maybe you thought I was exaggerating. I came prepared. Oh, why is my mouth full of glue? Because it is. That's why he doesn't smell of cigarettes. Byrne, you and I, as you already know, we three were involved with the KG-8 incident. Faraday and I. We were originally on the trail of a smuggling ring. Yeah, his tie has bullet holes in it too. He makes the conscious decision to get up and wear that tie every day. He must love it. Coat I can see, because that makes you look like a badass. That makes you look like Bash the Stampede, but the tie is something else. Byrne and I, we were originally on the trail of a smuggling ring. You mean the smuggling case involving one of the Amano Group's secretaries? That trial was just a front. I'm not sure if I noticed this. No, I think I did. I think I did when I was like 15. I'm like, oh, that's why when he takes out the lollipop, you don't see the ellipses. It's because he's not just like, I thought he was just like, kind of like the taciturn type, and he is. But I thought the ellipses were just like him trailing off. It's like, no, he's doing in the middle of that. Huh. That trial was just a front.
A facade?
Yeah, but the case became tainted. All because the witness who was going to testify about the Amana Group's ties to the smuggling ring, CCU, was killed. Then, what became of the secretary who was arrested? His name was Colin Deverett. Maybe they're like nicotine lollipops. Those have to exist, right? To be honest, the guy didn't know a thing about the smuggling ring. But he confessed to knowing about it anyway. What, was he tortured? Also, yeah, we've seen him before. Deverett was probably being intimidated by the big boss man. Just another scapegoat. The boss man of the Amano Group? He can't seriously mean Ernest Amano. That can't be right. It's probably just Detective Bad's personal hypothesis. What is he trying to do, suspecting What is he trying to do, suspecting Mr. Amano of being involved with smuggling?
I suppose it would have been quite difficult to secure an acquittal after he confessed. But the man who killed CCU, Manny-Kochan, was a completely different person. But since he's already been acquitted once of her murder...
Yeah, double jeopardy.
Mr. Faraday, how could you have let him go?
Franziska. If I remember correctly, I heard that Mr. Faraday had an important piece of evidence stolen from him. That wasn't Byrne's fault. It was mine. I wasn't vigilant enough. Byrne, Cece, I was supposed to protect them both. Miss Yu did mention that as well, about how Detective Bat was supposed to guard her sister. But even I, who was supposed to protect them, I fell into the... He almost swears, but he remembers Franziska is like... I don't know, have you ever been around... I hope so. I don't know. I remember being a teenager and I'd like say something in like my... Somebody around and he'd be like, oh, I forgot how old you... I forgot you were 14. I'm like, oh, that's right, no. Let's talk about something different. Well, like, let's not say fuck around this 14-year-old. Just for, you know. He's like, I fell into their... He says it under his breath. He, like, mouths it. Shielding his mouth with his hand. Like this. Fell into their... trap.
What kind of a trap? I don't think I can't see you hiding something from me.
Huh. So you won't ask for some? The holes in this jacket are a testament to that trap. You mean you were fired upon?
You were shot at that many times in one gunfight?
No. Only about half of these are from that case. But the reason I continue to wear this jacket is to remind myself of the lessons I learned from the KG-8 incident. I see. I couldn't protect CCU, and the suspect was found not guilty. We'd hit a brick wall, as far as the law was concerned. And that's when she came to the courtroom, the victim's sister. That's when I first met Callisto Yu. About when you first met Miss Yu. It was on the day of the verdict of the KG-8. It was on the day the verdict of the KG-8 incident was handed down, was it not? Yeah. Byrne and I... We apologized to her from the bottom of our hearts. It was all we could do. Everyone's kind of thinking, but that's not enough. Bad's really feeling some of that for himself now, right? Like, he can't even say sorry to Byrne now. All we could do. But just saying you're sorry won't bring my sister back, she said. And she gave me a hard slap across the face.
Well, she certainly had a lot of self-control to stop at just a slap. If it was me, not even 100 lashes would have been punishment enough.
He looks at Edgeworth while he says this. He's like, I suppose not. You said it herself. That she never wanted to see either of us ever again. And I understand why. But after that, you've seen her many times over, correct? Yeah. Byrne and I, even after the KG-8 incident had come to a close, we continued to hunt down the smuggling ring. and got involved in a variety of cases. But it was no use. They cracked so many different cases. But the result was always the same. We couldn't find the real mastermind behind the ring. Is the ring really that big? It was in the pursuit of the ring that we met Callisto once again. It was during another trial related to the smuggling ring. Byrne was the prosecutor, and I, as the lead detective, took to the witness stand. You. She appeared out of the blue as the defense attorney. Her client was related to the smuggling ring, and she was defending them? Yeah. You was pursuing the ring as best she could, as a lawyer. I think she defended Rel this time. For the same reason. Come to think of it, Miss Yu did say something to the same effect.
I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG-8 incident, alright?
And for that, you've not a single qualm about defending a known killer?
Like I said, it's a dirty job. Don't put words in my mouth. I never said what you said.
Less climactic this time.
The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rel was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him. Ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. It doesn't matter what her reason is. Helping a criminal is just despicable!
You're so naive. Little girl. I could have stolen this lollipop from you. That's how naive you are.
How dare you insult the daughter of a Von Karma!
It's just like you would steal candy from a child, Detective Bad? No, you're way too old to be playing dumb, kid.
Are you saying I'm old enough to be dumb?
Now you're the one putting words in my mouth, little missy. Just like us, you felt that she'd hit the limit of what the law could do. That's all. The law is merely a tool. There's no limit to it, only the skill of the craftsman. Oh, it's like... Dude. Oh, sorry, your sister's murderer got off scot-free? Skill issue. That's what he's saying here, and like... Yeah, they kind of fumbled it. That doesn't mean that, like, that her killer shouldn't still be brought to justice. God, these fucking games are so good. The law is merely a tool. There's no limit to it, only the skill of the craftsman. That's a very Manfred thing to say. Gregory would be like, Miles. What are you saying? You too are still too young. But one day you'll know what I mean. But enough sidetracking. Fluffy ad-libbing. What matters is that we meet you again in pursuit of the smuggling ring. That's all. Byrne. Sounds like you lost someone close to you. I think it was probably Kyodai or Nakama that was used in the Japanese version. But I can't imagine anything else that would be this literal. He's a battle buddy. From that to husband. We fought through a lot together. We were assigned one case together. We end up hitting it off. We solve a few more. And the rest is history. Francisca looks, she's like, Bat is immune to whip attacks, as he's shown us before. He'll just evade them.
What does this have to do with anything?
And Edward's like thinking the same thing, but he's like, Francisca. He just lost him.
And we're trying to solve the case of who did it!
I know. Edward's like, I know, it's illogical to me too. The process. Perhaps white lies are somewhat efficient after all. Boy with a silver spoon in your mouth like you couldn't possibly understand society's dark underbelly. Although, honestly, I suppose he's right. I don't have anyone I relate to in that way. Well, it's not as though I long for someone like that. Nor am I good at getting close. Actually, wait. There's a trick to this, I thought. I love the mirror. The mirror I mistook for a giant lollipop the first time, I think. So, what... Can you elaborate on your relation to Mr. Faraday? You even seem to know Kay fairly well. I met him when he was a rookie prosecutor. Known him ever since. And Kay, I've known her since the day she was born. Vern and I, we cracked quite a few cases together. But you two seem to have made no progress at all in the Yatagarasu case. That is weird. I don't think he would be that obvious about it. He might if he was like... Sorry. I got like glycerin in my throat from the... You know.
Did we touch a nerve?
I've only got one thing to say to you. No one knew more about the Yatagarasu than me and Byrne. That's why I was called upon to testify in today's trial. To prove that Rel was not the real Yatagarasu. Which I would have done if he hadn't turned around and accused Byrne. He needs time, Francisco. That is thinking like, do I let him know that I can hear him saying that? Or do I just let him try to be nice? I think I'm gonna let him try to be nice. This whole thing, goddamn. He doesn't have a moment to grieve. Instead, everything is replaced by a teaching moment for everybody in this fucking room. After the accusation, I was asked to testify, but this time... to prove or disprove the accusation. But I guess I won't be doing that either. I sense that there's more to that statement than meets the eye. Perhaps a bit more digging into the Yatagarasu is what's necessary. You claim to know much about the Yatagarasu. Would you care to share what you know with me? What you two should be looking for right now is proof of murderous intent towards Byrne and Rel. I agree, which is exactly why I'm asking you about the Yatagarasu. What? The KG-8 incident and this second KG-8 incident, both of these cases are tied to the smuggling ring. And in both of these cases, the witness who is to testify about the ring was murdered. However, there is one point in which they differ, and that is the presence or absence of the great thief Yatagarasu. Mr. Rel claimed to be the Yatagarasu. However, in the middle of the trial, he suddenly declared Mr. Faraday to be the real Yatagarasu. Then, during the recess, they were both killed. Don't you find that to be the least bit odd?
Miles Edward! Stop beating around the bush and just spit it out already! Why can't I ask bleeding questions like you?
It's different. I believe that there must be some reason that the two men suspected of being the Yatagarasu were both killed at the same time. Careful with your sentences there, boy. Oh, don't lecture me on running out of breath, old man. Bad's like, yeah, I shouldn't be able to do that. I'll have you know, I walk at least 6 flights of stairs every day. Well, he doesn't have an office on the 6th floor yet. I never take the elevator. He's like, that's good. That's a good habit to form, especially at a young age. Maybe if I did that. When I was, what, how old are you? 20... 28? I'm 20! Ah. That's like... He's trying... You can actually tell he's trying to play it off like, when you get to be my age, it all kind of... It's hard to guess. It blends together. I.e., oh shit, I'm sorry, I actually would have figured you, I would have thought you were like 28. So Edgeworth's like thinking, not only does he think I look almost 10 years older than I actually am, but he thinks I'm almost 10 years older than I actually am, and he's still calling me a child. Yeah, maybe that momentary self-awareness. A reason. And so, in order to catch Mr. Faraday's and Mr. Rel's cold-blooded killer, I feel that I need to learn as much as I can about the Yatagarasu. If it'll help you solve this case, then I'll tell you. I'll tell you the reason why we've never caught the Yatagarasu.
What was that sudden outburst for? You almost made me whip you by accident.
No! It still accidentally whipped me anyway.
Those spots aren't bleeding anymore, are they?
Well, no, but... They will begin again to bleed if you keep...
Well, I'm avoiding those spots. You should be thanking me for my mercy and restraint, Miles.
Edward's like, he's thinking back to that cop. He's like, are we dysfunctional? There are 3 main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be one step ahead. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. Third, The Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind, ever. I see. So those are the Yatagarasu's special traits.
Sounds like an incredibly elusive thief.
The Yatagarasu has never been caught on tape. Never tries to draw anyone's attention. And would never do something as lowbrow as commit murder! That's how I knew that Mr. Rel wasn't the Yatagarasu right away. I'm pretty invested in that, detective.
But you can't use that sort of logic on its own to prove that he wasn't.
Listen, little girl. I'm not done talking yet. Like, I'm not... How much of his patience has he lost? How much of his patience is he gonna allocate, like... I'm not talking to her in the same way that he would Kay, but just... Again, that is like... He doesn't have a... He's trying to investigate and in a position where he's like, okay, I have to lend a teaching moment to all of these people, apparently. Kay and Francisca, like, that's an obligation. Gumshoe, also an obligation. He works for me. This fucking brat, he thinks he can steamroll everybody here. Not gonna happen. Listen, little girl. I'm not done talking yet. What's different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Cadopian embassy, the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu sent the evidence? Until now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Byrne and I, and a select few others knew about. In that case, how can you be so sure that it was the Yatagarasu who sent it? That's easy. A special card that only the Yatagarasu uses was attached. That's how I can be so sure. And just what sort of card is it? Here. Take a look at this article. Whenever the Yatagarasu wants to publicize something, a white card is sent along with the stolen information. But when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card... Does that look familiar? Rel had no idea what it was. Ah, and that's how Detective Bad knew that Mr. Rel was a phony. Thank you very much. I have a much better understanding of the Yatagarasu now. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? His Honor would like to transfer the evidence from today's trial over to you. So if you could please head over to the courtroom, it'd be much appreciated, sir. Understood. I'll be there shortly. Detective Bad, what does the law mean to you? Finding the answer to that question is the only reason I'm still alive. The only reason I'm still alive. What does the law mean to him? Finding the answer to that is the only reason he's still alive, i.e., I'll die before I let the person who killed my birdie go free. I became a prosecutor to find the answer to that question myself. Did I kill my father? And to play a part in ensuring that all criminals everywhere are found guilty. September 10th, District Court. Courtroom number 3. Oh, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. It appears that His Honor is still a bit dispirited. For the first time today, I experienced what it's like to stand at the witness stand. I now have a much greater appreciation for just how hard it is to give testimony.
Well, there's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything other than the verdict.
Franziska, there is no need to further depress His Honor.
But I'm not trying to, Miles.
The judge is like, oh, I make people do this every day. Oh, and I'm going to have to again at 4:30. Your Honor. Your Honor, I've come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me. Your Honor. The evidence? Your Honor! Yes, how can I help you? I'd like to collect the evidence now, sir.
Your Honor, do you think you can stay focused long enough to at least do your job?
Yes, I'm sorry. And I would, except that the defense attorney has yet to arrive. Do you think something happened to her? No, she is busy with the investigation, so let's keep this brief, shall we? All right. Very well. In that case, please confirm that all of the pieces of evidence are present. Yeah. We got it all. That's what I remember. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell are also included, so please go ahead and use them in your investigation into their case. Understood, Your Honor. The pieces of evidence that were used in the murder of those two men. This could be a very good chance for me to find new leads regarding their case. And maybe even something that will finally lead me to the truth. I've placed all of the evidence over at the prosecutor's bench for you. I see. Thank you very much. I'll go and confirm that they're all accounted for. Oopsie. No, is this trophy opportunity?
Oh, sorry, mister. I'm a little busy right now.
Doing what?
Well, I'm looking for something. Uncle Bat told me to, so that's what I'm gonna do. Let's go. I don't want to interfere with the girl, lest Detective Bat gets angry.
Yes, agreed. Did he apologize for frightening you, Franziska?
He has no need to.
Well, I beg to differ. Evidence that Miss Yu prepared is just sitting here on this table.
You know you just can't walk off with it, all right?
Of course I do. Miss Yu must have been caught off guard by her client's sudden accusation. I wonder how she would have defended Mr. Rell in that case if he was still alive. So this is the evidence related to today's Codopian embassy trial from Mr. Faraday's bag.
You mean the evidence bags that was on the table in lobby number 2, right?
Yes. Finally, we can now take a look at the evidence itself, and not just data about them. Let's be sure to thoroughly examine them while we have the time.
Agreed. I want to take a good look at all of the evidence from the embassy murder too.
And why is that?
Because! I still don't fully understand what today's trial was about!
Ow! Don't point your crop at me just because you don't know something!
And don't you try to order me around just because Papa chose you today!
I sense someone is still sore about not being picked by Mr. Von Karma. Yeah! I mean, it's not your fault. Manfred's fault for only employing conditional love. The more I'm like, oh, there's glue in my mouth, the more I'm like, I get tripped over my words.
It's also real to see the knife up close.
So, we have the knife, the gun, an envelope, and what's this organizer doing here? Oh, that's right! I completely forgot to tell you! About what, Your Honor? They found Mr. Faraday's personal organizer inside that evidence bag of his. Detective Bad requested it be passed along to you. He said it would help the investigation. Detective Bad said that?
What a strange stroke of luck.
I'll say. If anything, it would seem like he'd want to keep his hands on this the most.
Well, that wouldn't be procedural, now would it?
No, it would not. Well, never look a gift horse in the mouth. We might as well flip through it, too. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. This gun. It was originally used to kill the Cadopian Embassy staff member. When the crime was reported, the responding police found Mr. Rell still holding it, which led to his immediate arrest.
And then, this gun took the original shooter's life. How ironic.
Indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything else we can learn from this piece of evidence. Nothing unusual about this area. It's the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday.
Who would have thought that such a beautiful piece of art could be used for such a cruel act?
And it's never crossed your mind that you use your riding crop for the wrong purpose? That's a good point. Mr. Faraday's organizer. It appears he was in the habit of using it.
It looks like he wrote his strategy for getting Mr. Rell convicted down in here.
I've collected the evidence I need to prove that Rell was the killer. Between the handgun Rell had on him when he was arrested and the surveillance tape, I should be able to prove that he was the one. It appears that Mr. Faraday honestly believed that Mr. Rell was the killer in this case. The sound of his handgun going off was recorded with superb clarity on the surveillance video. I also have evidence that I can use to prove that Rell is not the real Yatagarasu. And it would also appear he had proof that Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu. No matter how he may try to play it, as long as I have the Yatagarasu's key, I can prove he's a phony. If I present it to him in court, it should clear everything up. Getting so excited he's skipping the text. Yes, I believe that Mr. Faraday was well prepared. Having a very definitive piece of evidence. It's been a long battle. I hope this will finally bring it to an end. Mr. Faraday was well prepared to discredit any claim that Mr. Rell may have made about being the real Yatagarasu.
And he had a way to prove that Mr. Rell was the guilty party in the embassy murder.
This organizer was a clue straight from Mr. Faraday. I'll have to take my time and give it a thorough read later. Faraday wrote a strategy for winning in here.
Look! There's a picture stuck between these pages here.
It appears to be a key.
And a rather ornate one at that. Just look at the design on the handle.
The craftsmanship is superb. Could this be the Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentioned in his organizer?
The Yatagarasu's key?
Detective Bad said something earlier. What's different about this time was that the evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Cadopian Embassy. The Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu sent the evidence? Until now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others, knew about.
Mr. Faraday must have been trying to keep the secret key safe.
As the prosecutor on both the Yatagarasu and smuggling ring cases, that's to be expected. Yatagarasu's key, the photo of the key the Yatagarasu sent, it has a rather unusual shape. That's odd.
What is it?
Mr. Faraday didn't mention anything about a knife in his organizer.
That certainly is odd.
The weapon that was used to kill the Kodopian embassy staff member was the gun. But, if that's the case, then where did the knife that was used to murder Mr. Faraday come from?
Isn't it obvious? It was brought into the courthouse by Mr. Rell. That's the only logical conclusion, right?
No, because it's not that easy to smuggle a weapon like that in here. Every person who enters the courthouse doors is checked thoroughly for contraband. Furthermore, the suspect was handcuffed, making it impossible for him to bring a knife as large as this inside.
In that case, how do you suppose this knife ended up inside the courthouse?
I need to think carefully here. There's nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. However, it is a fact that this knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. Conversely, there is one item listed in Mr. Faraday's organizer that no one has claimed to have seen today. So, in order to solve this mystery, I believe I'll need to take another good look at the evidence.
Miles at first. Can I take the facts that you have yet to answer me to means that you don't have an answer to means that you don't have one for me at all?
Actually, I do know the answer, Francisca.
What? Then what is it?
One of the pieces of evidence we've been holding has been hiding a secret of its own. And it was through this piece of evidence that the knife was brought into the courthouse. Give me one sec. What is it?
Take that!
I don't see how that answers my question at all.
Every piece of evidence has some secretive aspect about it.
Oh? Then I demand to know what the secret is. Then I demand to know what the secret is to this one.
Alright, maybe there is no secret to this one. I need to think carefully here. There's nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. I know what it is, I was just... I thought they matched. Okay, don't get too far ahead of yourself. The knife was definitely brought in somehow. It was through this.
Take that!
This Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentions in his organizer. Yeah, he doesn't account for it in the evidence bag. I wouldn't account for it either, if I were using it for something. Probably because that would... It's like, Violet, why do you have that on you? That doesn't belong to you, does it? This is how the knife was brought into the courthouse.
You're not making any sense, Miles, at first.
You just need to look a bit closer, Francisca, to see what I mean. As if it's not obvious.
I'm the real Yatagarasu! I have this really cool Tamagotchi gadget that I used to plan my heists. It's super cool. I'm the real one! I'm the second one from the Thief of Legend!
I wonder who the Yatagarasu is. You just need to look a bit closer, Francisca, to see what I mean. Don't the color and ornamentation of the key's handle remind you of anything?
They do remind me of the knife.
Very good. Both the Yatagarasu's key in this photo and the murderous knife have this very unique design on their handles. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday mentions the Yatagarasu's key, The only object we found at the crime scene was the knife.
You don't seriously mean to say...
It appears that you finally caught up. And yes, I do mean to say that these two pieces are, in fact, one and the same.
That's impossible!
Even if that is what you believe, we should still investigate this possibility. Now then, let us examine this knife in a little more detail. That's what I meant. This knife has a trick to it.
I can't believe it turned into a key! To seems as if such a trick to this thing.
So the weapon used to kill Mr. Faraday is actually the key the Yatagarasu stole. This piece of information is more critical than anything we've learned up until now. The photo of the key the Yatagarasu sent it turned into a knife. Yatagarasu's key data jotted out in my organizer.
Frankly, I'm shocked.
Mr. Faraday only mentioned the key aspect of this part of evidence in his organizer. It's possible that even he had no idea the key was holding a knife blade inside. Everything is it's Assassin's Creed, it's not Jackie Chan.
But if that's true, then only someone who knew about the key to knife trick could have killed Mr. Faraday.
That is true. Even among law enforcement, this key was top secret. We're looking for someone who knew even more about the key than Mr. Faraday. Meaning that the only person it could be is the one who sent the key in the first place. The great thief Yatagarasu.
Then maybe Mr. Rell really was the Yatagarasu. And he was the one who killed Mr. Faraday. Isn't that one possible scenario?
No, not really. Especially since Mr. Faraday was absolutely convinced that Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu. Besides, as Detective Bad said earlier, but when we questioned Rell about what was sent along with the white card, he had no idea what it was.
I see. Alright then. I guess the person who knows the trick behind this key is someone else. And that person is the real Yatagarasu.
It seems that this key is truly the key to solving this case. Knife data updated in my organizer. Weapon used to kill Faraday has secret ability to change into key the Yatagarasu sent. Alright, crack this. Let's open the clue murder envelope. I took a quick look through these documents before the trial started.
Well, I wasn't even afforded the opportunity to skim it.
I suppose I should explain it to you then.
No, I want to read it. Yes, you should. Perfectly in its entirety, and it's in its entirety, if you please.
I suppose. Francisco, would you like me to move the knife somewhere out of sight?
It is a bit nauseating.
He's like, yeah, sure, that's perfectly reasonable. He like puts it underneath the vanilla envelope. Alright, on the night of September 8th, an embassy staff member was killed in front of the embassy. The staff member died of shock due to being shot in the heart. Macrell was brought in that night as a suspect and thoroughly questioned, because the murder weapon was found on him, for which he was arrested on the spot.
Simpleton of a man, that's what he was.
Perhaps he was, for the weapon wasn't the only incriminating evidence we had. Mr. Rowe was caught in the act on film by a security camera.
He wasn't even bigger simpleton than I thought. I can't believe he didn't notice a security camera.
The Cadopian Embassy security... I am just... The CPU is overloaded. The Cadopian Embassy's security system is supposedly very well designed. They may have simply not been aware that there was a camera in the area.
So... Have you seen the contents of the video for yourself?
Yes, the surveillance video the security camera took was played during the trial by Mr. Faraday. You can clearly identify Mr. Rell on it. Even the sound of the gunshot was crystal clear.
plus the footage included sound. I don't think I'd ever want to see the moment of someone's death in real life.
Me neither. You don't have to see it, Francisco. That's odd. We're short one piece of evidence. And the piece that's missing is the surveillance video that was played in court.
The surveillance video? I've got a piece of evidence just disappear. Where did it go?
The video showing the moment in which Mr. Will committed the murder. Where could it have gone indeed? Are you done with your inspection of the evidence? Yes, I'm finished. However, Your Honor, I am missing a single piece of prosecutorial evidence.
Your Honor, are you derelict in your duties?
What? No! I dare not lick my duties! What do you take me for? No, Your Honor. The most important piece of evidence in today's trial, the surveillance video, is not amongst the evidence you laid out for me. But I brought Mr. Faraday's whole bag with me from the crime scene. Maybe the tape is still somewhere at the scene? Perhaps? Well, that would be a rather egregious thing to forget. There's something wrong here. Something about this missing piece of evidence. It would appear that for me to find the answers I seek, I'll have to pay another visit to the scene of the crime, defendant lobby number 2. Ah! There it is! There it is! We were robbed! We were robbed of a false sprite of Lung in his police academy uniform. Oh my god. At least we have the HD redraw of it. Can I look at this in the gallery? I haven't touched the gallery yet. I have to earn it. I have to finish the game and I have to earn it. September 10th, 6 p.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 2. That's Detective Bad. But who is he with?
I've never seen that officer before.
So, did you find it? No, not yet. And I've looked everywhere. I see. Well then. Please continue with the search. Understood. I'll continue the search. So you're the one running this show. Prosecutors like you shouldn't even be allowed at crime scenes. He's not wrong. How dare you! Just who do you think you are? I need to see- he has the hat, too. I need to see him in the full uniform. Robbed. Robbed and shortchanged with that, but thank you. I'm happy to see it in HD at least. The full body sprite. What was that all about? And who was that man just now?
Whoever he was, I've never seen a more impudent officer in my life.
Does he even know that we're standing here right behind him? I know you're standing here right behind me. What do you want? Kids?
It looks like you were paying attention after all.
Of course I was. I have eyes in the back of my head. That's like what my kindergarten teacher said. He's in I'm looking after the kids mode. He just said it himself. Kids. Ah, so that mirror isn't for vanity's sake. It's for him to keep an eye out on who or what is behind him at all times. So tell me, Detective Bad, who was that rude man just now? The guy came here from the Republic of Jungfa to study. Name's Agent Lung. He's trying everything he can to revive the lost honor of his family. He's traveling the world to study different philosophies of detainment. From scratch. From scratch, huh? So he's like, I'm gonna build my own school of thought for fucking criminal detainment. I mean, that's a lot of initiative. That he's very driven, self-motivated. By visiting various police departments around the world? He has a lot of dedication. He's still just a rookie cop. But I sense a strong grudge of some sort from him. The guy's more useful than Gumshoe. Even if he is rude.
Well, he sure has a lot of guts to come to this country and give prosecutors a hard time.
Francisca.
Well, it's true. He shouldn't be so rude to naturalized citizens.
Francisca, I don't think you've lived in the United States long enough to be naturalized either.
Well, it will be soon as in him.
I think he's on a travel visa. He doesn't stay in one place for long. As far as I know.
You should be deported for not knowing who I am.
Well, I agree. However, I can think of one young lady that statement also applies to. Yep. Anyway, what was that agent looking for, Detective Bad?
Earlier, that little girl was poking around in lobby number 1 as well.
Like I said before, it's got nothing to do with the two of you. I highly doubt that it has nothing to do with me. Fine, this is the game I must play, then I will take this opportunity to draw out what he's been hiding and what happened in this room straight from him. Can I look at the TV again?
What is it, Miles?
Nothing.
Oh, it's something.
Well, well, alright, fine. Alright, fine. It's my first day. Technically, it's sort of my first day as a prosecutor, and all I've been doing is fumbling over my words. And I'm really trying to come across as intimidating to Detective Bad, because I have to assert my dominance on my first day. Of course. So, that's embarrassing. The second thing is...
And the second thing is?
The second thing is... I wasn't aware that... Agent... What was his name? Agent Lung?
You know his name.
I wonder how... I was just curious how long he would be in the States for if he is such a rolling stone, as the detective claimed.
Have you taken an interest in him?
As if. As if!
Miles Edgeworth! Pay me some change.
And what if I refuse?
Well, aren't we stingy? I'm shocked that you're unwilling to part with a few coins.
Think what you will. Besides, we can't go around changing the state of the crime scene.
You don't have to trick me like a child. I already knew that, you know.
Oh? Then why did you bother asking for change in the first place? I am famished. The vending machine is stocked with a variety of base food products. Products? I can say products. Yet, despite their banality, they're priced extraordinarily high.
I have no interest in anything that is unrelated to the case, Miles.
Hold on, I wouldn't dismiss it yet. Clues are often found in the most surprising of places. No matter how insignificant it may seem, we should give all things due consideration.
I suppose. In that case, Miles Edgeworth, you will buy me one of those ham sandwiches. For evidence sake, of course.
I believe that preserving the crime scene takes precedence, Francisca.
Then buy me one from next door.
I'll see. I don't think they have a... Can I talk to Kay now? I can't. It's alright, that's fine. Hey, bitch.
What is it, Edward?
Nothing in particular, however.
He says.
Oh?
You did it again! What is that supposed to be? Your mating call?
Is everything I do humorous to this woman? That stings, considering what he and Francisco were just talking about. Mating call. That's ludicrous. Strike a nerve? No, I don't have nerves to strike.
You know, on a different day I might be able to believe that. Look, Edworth, I'm incredibly busy right now. I've got a mountain of things to figure out and check up on. If you want to talk, you're just gonna have to wait until later, okay?
I'll just continue with my investigation then. Doesn't hurt to be thorough. Or polite.
That's rich coming from you.
Is it? The curtains are shut tight.
The color of those curtains is rather gloomy. For a place where people's lives are in the balance, they could have chosen to hang something a little more cheery, you know?
I know. However, I think the designer had more things to think about than the lobbies.
Well, as a Von Karma, I would afford any location related to the law extra attention to detail.
Bit obsessive, aren't we? The coward used. I wonder if the killer used these plastic bags in a flash of inspiration.
That detective? I somehow doubt he's that quick-witted.
So you're saying that this crime was thought out in advance?
That detective? I somehow doubt he's capable of making such a complex plan.
Francisca, when will you learn to take responsibility for your statements?
As soon as you do. Was this table here all along?
I suppose so.
Objection! Well, clearly it's out of place. When you take the sofa into consideration, that table is much too tall.
I get the impression the two are not meant to be used as a set, Francisca.
I know that.
It seems she's lost her calm sense of judgment in her eagerness to defeat me. Yep, very sibling. What about this one, Francisca? Francisco's the one leading him now.
These two rooms are the same, right? The leaves in the pot are different.
Well, there's much more than that.
Of course there is. Also,
is the pot different? They're like running back and forth between the rooms now. Oh, you're trying to look for a name.
That's what I'll be doing.
Pat is like, just take the same path. I don't care what you do. Well, you're not stomping around anything that's actually worth submitting.
That is one tiny TV.
Yeah, to a VK, that's very tiny. Detective Gumshoe was rather shocked at this and said it is huge compared to his own.
Anything you compare with something he owns will always seem grandiose.
Speaking of grandiose, I'd say that ego of yours could use a little deflating. Speak for yourself. I suppose it's impossible to enter or exit through these windows thanks to these bars.
suppose you're right.
Actually, that's not true. I bet a person of small stature could slip in. Francisca, would you care to help me test my theory? Drat. I must remember to be more tactful around the vertically challenged. The vertically challenged. Actually, speaking of verticality, if I'm not right, I think the strategy guide, yeah, the strategy guide does include height. Now this is in centimeters and my dumb American ass doesn't know what those are. Centimeters to feet. Vertically challenged. Okay. Edgeworth is 178 centimeters according to. According to the guide. If I'm right, I think lung is 179. How do you remember this file? It's a separate compartment in my brain. How tall is 178? That's 5.83, so that's like 5'8". Gumshoe is 182. 5'9". I imagine. How tall is Francisco? 162. We'll get there, I promise. How tall is he? 180. 180. That's 5'9". Okay. I love these games. I'll be right back in a sec, but I was thinking, hey, you know, it's really weird. Every other game that I've played on stream, for, like, if I let the background music play for a little bit too long, or even if it's just like a DMCA-able song, it's usually copyright claimed. This has never once happened with Ace Attorney. I'm like, oh yeah, that would be really stupid. That would be really stupid to do that with Ace Attorney. You're kind of... No, not that one, it's this one. That'd be really stupid to do that with Ace Attorney, because it would kind of prove every aggrieved content creator's point about, like, hypersensitive DMCA law in the perfect setting, which would be a fictitious, highly exaggerated court of law. This would be a BRB text here. So I don't know if Capcom just doesn't... I would assume, like, on the whole, Capcom doesn't pull bullshit like that in general. I would hope not anyway, but I'll be right back. Enjoy his theme at max volume. Hello. How has it been an hour and a half? It does not feel like that.
You know, our smallest TV at the manor, in the basement, covers this entire ball, Detective.
Bad's like, does it really?
It does.
It does indeed, Detective. At first, like, is that a good or bad thing? Still not quite there yet. Bad's like, sounds like you guys are pretty secure.
We're more than secure.
And he's like, Francisco. Earlier, you were in lobby number 1, and now you're here in lobby number 2. You are quite the busy man, Detective Bad. Multiple returns to a crime scene brings about success. That's what we detectives say. I see. Well, in that case, you wouldn't mind if I asked about what happened again, correct? I don't have anything left to say to you, boy. Boy? You'll see. I will draw my answer from you one way or another.
Would it kill you to help us even a tiny bit in our investigation?
I gave Burns' notebook to the judge earlier. That's help enough. Don't you think? Please, we're asking you for just a bit more of your cooperation. Please? Don't push me, kid. Well... Sounds like you lost someone close to you. Oh. I remembered to bring the music back. I remember to bring the music back this time. There we go, 6.5. Like OCD shit. How long were you two, married, if I may ask? Would have been 10 this year. I see. And you met through work, as you said? Yeah. I get the sense that Detective Bad is zoning out, as the other detective might put it. Detective Bad, did you know of the existence of the item in this photograph? Of course I did. It's my job to know everything related to the Yatagarasu case. In that case, let me ask you something. Did you know that the knife that killed Mr. Faraday and this Yatagarasu's key are one and the same? What? That's impossible.
It looks like he didn't know after all.
This piece of evidence, which we call the Yatagarasu's key, is actually a well-camouflaged knife. Mr. Faraday was planning to use this Yatagarasu's key to prove that Mr. Well was not the real Yatagarasu. Isn't that correct? I guess so. However, Mr. Faraday had no idea that it was, in fact, a knife. Oh, I see. I think by this point, Bad's like, I actually don't know what his thought process was, but that sounds like something he would do. That sounds like something bold and reckless. That sounds like that sounds stupid enough. Not stupid enough, but that sounds reckless enough for him to do. However, Mr. Faraday had no idea that it was, in fact, a knife. Yeah, I have to admit, neither one of us knew that. And if neither of us knew, then no one in law enforcement knew either. How did we miss something as big as this? Shit. I noticed that since a little while ago, you appeared to be searching for something. I presume that this key is what you were searching for? Yeah, that's right. And why were you searching for it? Because I promised Faraday. Promised that I'd protect that key with my life. But after he was killed, the key disappeared from his evidence bag. Who would have thought that the key is what took your life, Birdie? Detective Pat. So that we may find the truth, please. Testify for me once more. All right. But it doesn't matter how many times I tell you about what happened. Nothing will change. He's gone. He doesn't say this, but he's like, I don't know what the hell to do. I don't know what the hell to do. He knew everything. Daddy knew everything, how to do everything, and now I'm not like, oh no, I have to do everything, but like, how am I gonna do everything that he did for her? I can't. I can't be that everything he was for her, but I have a lot more slack to pick up now. And I'll do it for her, of course. He'd take a bullet for Kay. And that's fucking canonical. Fuck! I'm so sad. And it's written in such great parallel with Edgeworth and Gregory, and I can't wait until we get into invest. I want to see the updated sprites. I want to show you the fan patch for Investigations 2. I really want to. I can see those on my own time. I want to show. I'll think about it. Detective Bad, I ask that you please testify once more about what happened in lobby number 2 and what you experienced in lobby number 1. My answer is still the same. And this is the last time I'm gonna do this. That's fine, because I only need this one last time to clear everything up and find the truth behind this case. Detective Bad's movements. I was in lobby number 1, talking with you, Callisto. We were talking about some trivial things. I heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene. When we heard it, Callisto and I immediately dashed out into the hallway together. Saw Gumshoe goofing around there. And then we all ran into lobby number 2.
It sounds like the exact same story he told us before.
Indeed. However, I feel that we've yet to draw out all the information that we can. Rebuttal. Detective Bat's movements. I was in lobby number 1, talking with you.
Hold it!
Why did Miss Yu choose lobby number 1? Answer me! Who knows? She just said that she had something she wanted to talk to me about. And we walked into lobby number 1 together. That's all. So his answer remains the same as before, I see. We were talking about some trivial things.
Hold it!
I was hoping you could expand on what exactly you were discussing with Miss Yu. Trivial stuff. Nothing important. That's for me to decide. Alright, I suppose that's for him to decide. Moving on then. You both have a point. I heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene.
Hold it!
Until you heard the gunshot, did you notice anything else that was out of the ordinary? I didn't hear any other strange sounds. Till that gunshot. If the gunshot Detective Bad heard was really the one from the murder, then that would give that other piece of evidence an entirely different meaning. I ask that you please amend your testimony with that statement just now. Sure. I didn't hear any other strange sounds until that gunshot.
Hold it!
Detective Bad, you honestly don't remember hearing anything else? Yeah. Is it possible you were so involved in your conversation that you missed something? I've been a detective for a long time. And even if I were involved in something, I've got quite the habit of keeping tabs on everything that goes on around me. If there had been some other strange sound, you can be sure I would have heard it. I suppose with this detective, that's probably very likely. So, the gunshot. When we heard it, you and I immediately dashed out into the hallway together.
Hold it!
And why did the two of you dash out into the hallway straight away? Because we clearly heard the sound of a gunshot. And we knew it came from somewhere nearby. Like, yeah, I know you I know this is like procedural. Yeah, it is fucking annoying from the other end, isn't it? Yeah, sure is. And we knew it came from somewhere nearby. And how did you know that it was a gunshot? In my line of work, you hear enough of them to know. He gestures to the bullet holes. I suppose it's only natural for a detective to know what a real gunshot sounds like. I would hope so. But given the circumstances, the only person I could think of whose life would have been in danger was Byrne. That's why I ran out into the hallway right away and headed for where he was. I saw Gumshoe goofing around there. And then we all ran into lobby number 2.
Hold it!
Detective Gumshoe was there in the hallway? Yeah. Why didn't you attest to that earlier? When I saw Gumshoe, it was after I heard the gunshot. Having seen him then didn't change the fact that he still could have done the deed. Ugh! Sounds exactly like what Detective Bad told us before. However,
Is there something in particular we should be asking the detective about?
there just might be. No one knew that the knife is actually the Atagaras's key. Reflecting on that, perhaps there are other things that we know now, but Detective Bad doesn't know yet. Yes, that should be my angle of attack. Let's see, this was our... Which one was added? What's our rule of thumb? Yeah. Didn't hear any strange sounds until that gunshot. Really? Something that Bad knows that we don't. We know now, but Bad doesn't know yet. Is it... You didn't hear this pop? Detective Bad, does this balloon fragment remind you of anything? It's the same color as the one Kay was holding.
Oh? So you know about Satsuka's balloon?
Yeah. I was sitting with her up in the gallery during the recess. Just before we split up, I filled that balloon up for her.
Aw.
Well, as you may have already surmised, this piece did indeed come from Kay's balloon. So, what about the balloon? I wonder if you might remember hearing this balloon pop at some point? What are you getting at? This fragment was found in the hallway, right in front of lobby number 2. Furthermore, it was the sound of this balloon popping that the judge mistook as a gunshot. Oh? So the sound that the judge heard wasn't actually a gunshot, huh?
On top of that, his owner said that he heard the balloon pop about 20 minutes before the trial was to reconvene.
Yes, which means that his honor heard the balloon pop in the hallway when you were in lobby number 1, Detective Bad. And if you were in lobby number 1 at the time, you were close enough that you should have heard the balloon popping as well. So? What? Don't give me a so!
They just proves that there is a flaw in your testimony!
The crackling of the truth is louder than the sound of your sweet naivete cracking. And since you kids don't seem to know, let me fill you in on something.
I don't think his one-liners are as good as yours, Max.
I'm not sure if that's a compliment or an insult. I work on them. You ever stop to think why the doors and walls of this place seem so rugged? Institutional underfunding? That's because they were designed to keep secrets from being leaked. That's how I rationalize it anyway.
What is that supposed to mean?
The doors and walls are super thick. The window panes are double layered. To top it all off, even the curtains are made of a special sound-absorbing material. Then, you mean, since I was shut up inside lobby number 1, there was no way I could have heard that sound.
No!
Ugh. I knew that's what he was going to say.
Since that means that Scruffface's testimony is completely useless. It's around the soundproofs, and of course he wouldn't hear any sign of a struggle.
That's also why it's only natural that I didn't hear the balloon popping. Now do you get it? Kids?
Miles! I thought we were supposed to be the ones finding flaws in his logic, not the other way around.
The other way around. It's not possible to hear the sound of a balloon popping if one were in lobby number 1. However, if we examine this situation in reverse, the person standing in the hallway should not be able to hear the real gunshot either. And yet, Detective Gumshoe claims to have heard it while he was standing in the hallway. Detective Bad, if that is the case, how exactly did you hear the gunshot? What do you mean, how? I just did. It would appear that you have yet to realize the contradiction in your own words. Oh? How so? If the rooms are as soundproof as you say they are, then how did the sound of the gunshot enter your ears? I see what you mean. I guess I'm more out of it from Burns' murder than I thought.
Which means what exactly? Miles? In the end, what does it all boil down to?
It boils down to this. There must be a reason as to how Detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard a gunshot they theoretically couldn't have. It looks like we
need to examine the state of the crime scene again, huh?
The state of the crime scene? Wait. Can it be? It's that ultra-strong perfume you wears. She spilled some of it. Dissipating the smell. A window in lobby number 1 was open to allow the perfume Miss U spilled to dissipate. Ah! And way too noisy! Very loud television. Lobby number 2's television looks like it was set to an incredibly high volume.
The surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go?
Missing evidence. Missing evidence. Where did the surveillance tape from Mr. Faraday's bag disappear off to? Dissipating the smell. Lobby number 2 window. It's simply not possible for the killer to have escaped through barred windows. And yet, the fragrance of the perfume managed to escape from defendant lobby number 1. It's cute. Of course! Incorporeal things can move freely through these open, barred windows. Incorporeal things. I mean, yes, that's the right word, but just, it's very autism, the way it comes out of you. Open windows. Very loud television. It's a pretty good trick. Last place you look. Oh no, come on, we're almost there. The pieces don't fit together quite right. We're not quite. Oh no, are we? Do I have the option to back out? No. I don't. I forgot what I did just like half a second ago. There we go. Now then, what else besides the smell can go both in and out of an open barred window? The answer is sound! So, no matter how careful the killer was, if the windows were open, the jig would be up. And since the windows in both defendant lobby number 1 and the hallway were open, that explains how the sound of a gunshot could be heard in both locations. Gunshot could be heard. Windows were open, so the gunshot could be heard, but where did it originate from? The missing piece of evidence is a video that shows the moment in which Mr. Rell killed the embassy staff member. The sound of the gunshot left quite an impression on me when it was played during the trial. The video should have been returned to Mr. Faraday's evidence bag for the recess, and brought back here. If it disappeared after that time, then it's possible that the tape is still here in this room. Eureka! The evidence that the missing evidence created for me is the gunshot sound that no one should have been able to hear in the first place.
Miles, what have you been thinking about? Stop wasting time thinking and let's start looking again. Stop. Wait.
Oh man. I warmed up, I promise.
Stop wasting time thinking and let's start looking again.
It's not a waste of time to think, for I have figured out where we should look.
And where would that be?
I believe we should examine the television. The TV. Well, you kids have fun. Go and examine whatever you like. That was welcome change of pace. Begin investigation. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. The window is wide open.
The scent of flowers is being blown in from the outside. I think it softens the heavy air in here somewhat.
Windows in both lobby number 1 and number 2 were open.
Maybe they were trying to air out the room, just like in lobby number 1. Or maybe they sought to ease some of the tension through some fresh air.
With Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell in the same room, I can imagine the latter to be the case. But was there really a need to open the window just for that? What's that supposed to mean? I suppose he gave off a vibe indicative more so of a pescatarian. Earlier, when Detective Gumshoe touched this, it made a most terrible racket.
You mean when Scruffy turned the television on, right?
Actually, come to think of it, I don't think Detective Gumshoe actually touched the television at all. Furthermore, it seemed more like when a video feed suddenly stops. At least it did to me.
I wonder why that is.
It's a video play. Oh, VCR. I guess those are considered spooky these days. So scary. Ooh, it's a video player. And there seems to be a videotape inside. This is weird because, like, I remember recording shit on VCRs. Parents have stuff on VCR. That's all.
It looks like it. The tape must have stopped on its own when it reached the end.
This tape. Could it not be the missing surveillance tape?
I suppose, but
Detective Bad, would it be alright with you if I verified the contents of this video? Sure. Knock yourself out.
alright, then let's rewind this and see what we have.
If I remember correctly, the footage of Rel killing the embassy staff member should be at about the 30-minute mark. From the start of the tape, that is. Understood. This should be about right. Now then, let's see.
This is the footage of Mr. Rel shooting the embassy staff member.
I knew it. The missing piece of evidence, the surveillance video was here. The missing piece of evidence, the surveillance video was here all along. Surveillance video of the embassy staff member's murder. The gunshot is especially memorable. This sound. What's the meaning of this? It appears that Detective Bad has figured out the true source of the gunshot he heard. With this, I think we can figure out the trick behind this double murder.
Do you mean that you figured it all out then?
Yes. All I have to do now is show what the gunshot Detectives Bad and Gumshot heard was, and through where they heard it from.
Fine. In that case, show me what you've deduced.
Now, to show what the gunshot Detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard was, and through where they heard it from. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Alright. What do you want me to present? Because I know... Is this plot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
Eureka!
If the door and windows to the crime scene, namely this room that we're in, were closed, the killer could have used the gun, and no one would have been the wiser.
That's true. This courthouse does seem to be well designed for such a thing, as it were.
Yes. It's due for an inspection anytime soon. Not that I would know about such things.
Of course you wouldn't.
However, what happened in reality was Detective Gumshoe, Detective Bad, and Miss Yule, all three of them heard the gunshot.
Well, the windows in lobby number 1, 2, and the hallway were open. So naturally, the people in those locations could hear it.
Ah, but why then would the criminal open the window in the first place?
To allow the gunshot to be heard. I suppose.
Correct. That's the only logical conclusion we can draw from this.
But why was that necessary in the first place? I want a real answer, Miles. I demand satisfaction.
Very well. I believe that the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of a certain fact. What was it that the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of? I think it was when. No, it was the murder weapon. No, it was when. The killer wanted to manipulate our thoughts regarding the murder weapon.
Miles, we already know that the murder weapons are genuine. The forensic scientists have already proven that.
It would appear that I've made a miscalculation. However, the whole reason why the killer left the window open was it not to mislead us on that particular fact? Yeah, I think it was when. I think. Because it... No, yeah, it was the crime scene, right? Like, aggroed. No, it wasn't. Go with your first instinct. The killer wanted to manipulate our thoughts regarding the real crime scene.
So you're suggesting that the killing really took place in a different location?
Yes.
In that case, would you care to explain to me how someone was able to carry 2 adult male bodies all the way here without anyone noticing? Furthermore, given that the scruff face was in the hallway the entire time, I believe you've just created your own contradiction, Miles.
Yes, well, suppose a mistake is a mistake. However, the whole reason why the killer left the window open was it not to mislead us on... No, fuck! Hitting X too fast. When? The killer wanted to fabricate the time of death to their precise wishes. And they used the gunshot in the surveillance video to do so.
So that's why the tape was left running.
You mean the gunshot I heard was from this video? Yes, which means that the murders really occurred at an earlier time than we thought. It must have been during the recess, but before Detective Gumshoe was on guard duty. Someone who has no alibi for that time period and planned this crime out in advance. That person is the real killer. Investigation complete. Thank you. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, what is it? Miss Yu is asking for you. She's in the courtroom. She says that she's identified the murderer, but that she wants to clarify something.
It looks like Mr. Yu is still investigating something.
Understood. Please tell her that I'll be right over. I'll come along. I want to hear what she has to say. It would appear that the time has come to uncover the truth. To be continued. I'm like, do I have the case 2 finale in me? I should have muted. Or I had a drink of water. Not tonight, but tomorrow I should. So yes, let me save. Also, then I can charge my light source. Confrontation, former. Oh yeah, we have to start. We can't start the confrontation and then resume it midway through. Okay. If you tuned into the stream, thank you so much for tuning into the stream. If you're watching the VOD, thank you so much for watching the VOD. I was gonna say I'm not tired today. I will absolutely be more hydrated for tomorrow's stream. It should be tomorrow. Case 5 gets really crazy. There are a lot of fun things and not so fun things that happen in Case 5. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.